What's up YouTube? This is VetMech. In today's how-to, we will be working on a 2008 Buick Enclave, replacing the front lower control arm. I'm going to show you real quick. The ball joint on this is shot. I don't know if you can get a good look at it. Kind of see it there. It's blown out. Both bushings are not so good. After 200,000 miles, things start to wear out. Let's get started. Alright guys, step one, we are going to remove the stabilizer bar linkage from this top part here. The reason that we're doing that is once we need to get this bolt out right here, this needs to move up so we have clearance for that bolt to come out. So the first thing we're going to do, get some good light for you, we're going to take this holder out here for the brake line, and it just twists out just like so. Just kind of set it to the side. You're going to need to do that because your 3/4 wrench won't fit in there if you do. Next thing you're going to need is an 8mm socket. Put that on the end and you're going to break it loose. Just like that. And once you break it loose, it should be about that easy. Just unscrew by hand. Just pop it out. Put it to the side. Go ahead and replace the nut. That way you don't lose that nut. Just like so. Just like that. Kind of keep it out of the way. Alright guys. Step number 2 is going to be taking off the nut on your ball joint, which is right there. In order to do that, you're going to need 21mm. So I'm going to try to maneuver this where you can see it while I do it. So we're going to see here if we can do this. Okay. Actually came off easier than I thought it would. I don't believe she's spinning, so that's a good sign. I'm going to go ahead and finish this and I'll get right back with you. Okay, something I wanted to show you guys. Step 2, I started turning it and eventually it actually started moving the entire ball joint. So what I ended up doing, as you can see, is I put some pressure, about 1 pump up, which caused the weight of the vehicle. It's still very secure by a jack stand, but I put it right underneath the ball joint and that worked like a charm. That actually caused it to come right off, and I actually just have it finger tight on top, and I want it to stay there because when I lower the jack, it'd be great if it just dropped, but I'm probably going to have to use my separator right here. It's a great tool. If you don't have one, you should go get one. You just put that right in between. I'll show you. Right in between here. and you just hit it with the hammer, and obviously the more it goes, the more it spreads, and it'll just pop it open. I'm hoping that when I lower this jack, it might actually just fall out. The third step we will start on as soon as I'm done lowering the jack will be removing that bolt, which is a 21 millimeter, and then also those two up there, and those are all the way through bolts. You can see the two down there like that. All right, we'll be back. All right, guys, well, I did a little checking and I actually was wrong. So this big bolt is actually a 24 millimeter, as you can see. So that we're gonna put on right there. And then these back here are a size 18. Okay? Same on the bottom also, 18. A little cheater bar here, something I learned actually in the Marine Corps. You can grab this, you just insert it, just like that. You got yourself a nice leverage, nice cheater bar. You can hold it and just push down. Look at that. So much easier. So much easier. Then you can go ahead and just finish it up on your own. Just like that. Just like that. Set that to the side. Go ahead and grab our 18. Put it there. Go ahead and get our socket. It's the wrong socket. I gotta go get an 18. I'll be right back. All right. Got the 18 there now. See if I can't get it good. Same thing with this. Well, maybe. Tell you what you can do. Put this down like that. Let me get this out of the way. There we go. Down like that. That way, we will just use this right here to hold itself. As you can see, it's holding. No problem. Get this done and just like that. I'll just slide right out of there. Go ahead and replace the bolt to the nut so we don't lose it. We'll set these to the side. Right there. One out, one to go. I'll turn it upside down again. Same thing, just use this. Let's see if we can't get that same result. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, I'll be right back. And before we get too carried away with this last one, because I don't want this to slide down or fall out, we want to go ahead and pay attention to this other side right here. Now this one here is a 21. Okay? See if I can't get a good view on it for you. That is a 21. So what I suggest is you put your wrench on this side, and you can either grab another 21 or you can grab a 21 in your socket, and that'll work too. Now, in order to get this bolt out, you are going to need to use your floor jack, and you're going to lift up on this right here, and that's going to give it just enough clearance. You're going to raise it up, and that's going to be able to slide that bolt out, which then in turn you'll be able to go ahead and drop this whole A-arm right out. Let's go ahead and do it. Now that we got that broke loose, go ahead and finish this off. Hopefully you can see that okay. Got my 21 deep well on this side and my 21 wrench on this side. There we go. Come on, baby. Sometimes. Of course you don't want to come out. There we go. All right. Same thing, like I said, just going to leave a couple threads on it just to kind of keep it secure in there. As you can see, when you hit this, it is going to hit that. So I want to raise that up a little bit. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll raise this right up. Just enough to get the bolt out. We didn't need to go crazy. We don't need to go crazy. All right. See that? There we go. Just enough to get the clearance. I'm going to take the camera off my head and I'll show you what I'm talking about with clearance. See what I'm talking about? Now the bolt can come out freely with no problems. I literally pumped it maybe half a pump, to be honest with you, to get it out. Raised it just enough so we can get that bolt out. So before we take that final bolt out and that final bolt out, we are going to redirect and go ahead and take that one out first. That way this can drop out of the way. We can go ahead and take that old one out and get the new one in. I'll be back. The fun part, disassembly. Alright, so we took that nut, as you can see, maybe. Get that out of the way. There we go. Took that nut off. Now, to safely stay away, go ahead and hit it down. Just like that. That's all it takes. Now you can really inspect it and see exactly why this is bad. That is not a good sign. A lot of play. Ugly. Very ugly. Now we're going to go ahead and take the last bolts out. Go ahead and drop it out of the way and get the new one on the way. Took off this bolt, these two nuts and bolts here, the ball joint nut, and dropped it. We have this last bolt right here. And like I said, as you can see, this will slide right out, which is going to give me plenty of room. And this slides out like this. Before I take all this off, I wanted to show you something. Let's see here. I can even use this. Alright, so I was told this is also a problem. This bushing, this is front bushing, does not come with the lower control arm assembly from the parts store. So you'll have to actually buy this separately, and they're pretty priced. They're about $40 a piece. I'm just going to show you. This is just a small screwdriver. This isn't the weight of the vehicle or anything like that. This should not be moving. and look what it'll do. Yeah, that's not good. You get all that kind of play. Yeah, that's not good. That's all wore out in there. It should not be that way. Should be solid. So that definitely needs replaced. So we will have to go get that for sure. Set that to the side. See if I can't get this out now. All right. Huh, I snookered myself. You see what I did? I put this too close. Now we got an issue. So I'm gonna drop this down a little bit. Move it over. Right about there. Jack it up again. There we go. Let's see if I can get a good angle for you. Just like that. Boom. And she's out. So now we're going to install the new one. We'll kind of inspect some stuff while we're here. And we'll go from there. Stay tuned. Alright guys, we are back. And as you can see, here's the old one. And here's the new one. Also, we got ourselves a new front bushing. And the bushing comes with 2 new bolts and nuts and a brand new nut that'll go on this end right here. So part number for the right hand lower control arm, 522-040. Alright. For this front bushing here, 523-035. All right. First thing that I noticed when I was over here, and hopefully I can get you to see it too, I was wanting to know which way this went on, if it really mattered this way or this way. So one thing that's kind of nice with dirt and grime under here, it does have an imprint. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it lines up just like that. Something else I noticed, it has the writing right there. So that's actually how it'll sit, just like that. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and take off this protective boot that goes over these threads. I'm going to go ahead and slide this in. And I'm going to go ahead and put my nut on it until it hits that. It's a locking nut, so basically until it stops right there. Also, you'll want to take off this nut and that protective plastic boot for your brand new ball joint there. That looks a lot better. You'll put this somewhere where you're not going to lose it. The old parts. This is the bolt that's going to go right in here. So I want to get that ready to go. Set that right there. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and line this up. And I'm going to go ahead and tighten this bolt. That way it's a little more snug than that. So, if you remember, it's a 24 millimeter. And we're going to go ahead and just go right around. Nice and snug. Go. That way that stays put so it doesn't move on us. Alright. Wedge ourselves under here. Just like so. Put that bolt in there. this up just a little bit. There we go. And that'll go just like so. Go ahead and grab these new bolts. Feed them up through here. Nope. Well, you know they're lined up and it drops out that easy. And go ahead and put that nut on. There's one. There's the other one. And there's two. Alrighty. Next thing we're gonna do, everything's finger tight in there. We're gonna go ahead and take this ball joint here. Gonna feed it. You know, make sure that it doesn't have any abrasions or anything on it. It should be machined smooth, which it does feel that way. So that's a good sign. So now this is gonna move back and forth, as you can see. Hopefully I'm giving you a decent angle right here. There we go. Go ahead and get that nut. Put that nut on there, like so. There we go. There we go. So as you can see, I'm gonna take this off so you can see a little better. We got the front bushing with new nut and nut and bolt combination. We got the new ball joint, and its nut is on right there. And then the rear bushing, which comes with the control arm. It did not come with the new bolt, so don't mess that up, but it came off pretty easy. All these nuts are lock nuts, so if it feels pretty tough putting them on, you're not cross-threading them. That's just how they feel. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten this down. All right, we're back. Got everything torqued down. We got that nut, those bolts and nuts there. We got the ball joint nut and the rear bushing nut. The only thing we have left is to connect our linkage here. Insert the grommet right up here. Put the wheel on and we're done. Alright. Take this little nut off. Make sure it's all cleaned off. Go. And what I was doing down here is just kind of applying a little bit of pressure. That way this slides in. Then you can go ahead and replace, again, another lock nut. It goes right on, just like so. Just the opposite direction now. And there we go. Make sure this one's nice and tight. There we go. Install. There we go. Make sure that stays there. And there we have it. That is replacing a lower control arm and front bushing and ball joint on the passenger side front on a 2008 Buick Enclave. Thanks for watching.